the exact system I use to finish 53 songs in a year. Just copy me. Hi, I'm Mark. I go by Oseen. That's my artist project. I also run a full-time EDM mentorship program called Holistic Creativity. And today I'm going to show you how I finished 53 songs in a year. Yes, actually, I did finish that many songs and remixes. And it's a very simple system once you just understand it, and then you can use it. So let's get into it. We're gonna talk about composition and production and mixing and mastering in that order. That is how you're gonna do this too. And this is gonna be a pretty fast video. You might have to watch it a couple times, so buckle it up because we're gonna talk about quite a bit in quite a few minutes. So this is how you're gonna approach your music. Composition first, then production, then mixing, then mastering, okay? During composition, most people think that they're gonna get to a song by writing one idea at a time. That's not what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna get you to a 8-bar loop. We're gonna write 2 ideas at a time, okay? You know what these are. Build up, arrangement, build up, intro, drop. Typically not a build up is what you're gonna start with, but start with your intro, stop working vertically, start working horizontally, go make a drop. And now, what you're gonna do is, once you really want to work vertically, once you really want to produce a song, you are going to create a motif and relate these 2 ideas together that you just wrote with the motif. Okay. So again, you write 2 ideas at a time. Maybe you make an intro first. Maybe you make your drop first. Doesn't really matter. You write a motif that is a short, characteristic idea that is memorable. And the whole idea is that it's short enough to be memorable. That's what makes it a motif, and it's recurring. So what you're gonna do is you have that in the beginning, and you also add that in the drop, either with the bass or you have some sort of lead in the background, kind of up to you. And now you start to go into production, where we're gonna think about sound design and doing great sound design, adding in samples and filling in the space so that the song progresses and actually has things happening. This is where you're thinking about great to sound design and selection, because an amazing production flows well, has great sound design, and is cool. Okay, so now you're filling the structure with sounds. So we also want to, during the composition phase, structure the song. We want to give it an arrangement. Okay, a simple arrangement you could follow is, this is honestly not the best example, but intro, build up, drop, breakdown or verse, build up 2, drop 2, outro. Okay, follow that arrangement, steal it, put it in your projects. During the composition phase, boom, now we're producing. We can see the finish line because we have an arrangement. So all you got to do is fill the structure with sounds. Here's where you do your sound design. Here's where you put your melody. Here's where you do your instruments. Here's where you put your vocals. And we start to work horizontally and vertically at the same time. And now is where you produce your track. In terms of sound design and production, here's a general order of operations that you can follow with post-processing. So you have your sound. Generally, you want to affect the timbre first, then you do compression with the spatial effects after that, mixing, EQ, delay, reverb, sidechain, and then there's your output. When you think about effects, there's really 2 purposes for any effects. 1, making it sound cooler. 2, making it fit better. So that's really sound design, production, or mixing, okay? How do you do great sound design though? Here's how. Good MIDI information is key. You gotta know what is the sound that you're making, right? If you were writing music for an orchestra, you'd think about that first. Like, okay, am I writing for a violinist? Am I writing for a pianist? Is it a drum? Like, what is it? So you're thinking about that in electronic music too. Pad, pluck, is if it's a bass, okay, is that a growl, a stab, a sustain, a glitch? Like, what is it? What is the sound? Then, how is it shaped? When I say ADSR, that's attack, decay, sustain, release. Again, it's just telling us the relationship of the sound to silence. So how long does it take to perform? How long does it take to go away? You're starting to consider that in your synthesizer. Could it just be on the fades, even on like the audio file? Use, for sound design in particular, a simple, rich waveform. Saw, square, triangle, sine. It's going to make your life way easier. Now you're going to make some sort of motion on the sound. Is it like ba 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 ba, or is it like wow 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 wow? Distortion. Some combination of saturation, distortion, and multiband compression is going to blow the sound up and make it sound full, because effective sound design, A, sounds good, and cool, and consonant and musical. B, fills the frequency spectrum in a way that is satisfying and effective. And C, is compressed effectively to help achieve the above point. But now your drop's hitting, and well, what you got to do now is on your drop, choose a great kick, choose a great snare, use CTZ gain staging, clip to 0. Don't pull your shit down, leave it up at 0. What we're gonna do is have the drums up at 0. Now we're gonna have our sound design also basically up at 0. And then we're gonna use side chaining to combine them together. And as a result, we're gonna have this really full waveform, but it's going to sound dynamic, and that is the secret. Do not pull your kick down negative 10 dB. That's just not the best way to do it. You're gonna push it back up anyway. And so that's how you're going to build your drop. And now what you're doing with the rest of the arrangement is your loudness leveling relative to the drop, which is going to be your anchor, which again, clip to 0 allows us to attain. And again, we use this method because we have to reduce the dynamic range to get loud. We just have to. Depending on the genre you're making, here's targets that you can follow. And that's that. Now, when we get to mixing, this is after we finished the production. We are going to attain good focus and balance throughout the mix by really just asking this one question, guys. It's so simple. What should the listener be focused on throughout the song? And now we just use volume. EQ is just, where is the volume? Compression, how is the volume? Gain, when is the volume? And so we're going to affect the volume. We're going to have good focus at all time windows throughout the mix. We're going to go through the arrangement, make sure the focus is good, make sure the balance is good to attain good focus. For the low end check, I'm not going to talk about in this video, but we just got to make sure the sub is at the right volume. Same thing with your kick. And then we're just going to make sure that the loudness at the master is good. And now, boom, you don't need to be louder during mastering. You're already loud enough. And so by the time we do get to mastering, we're really just polishing the song. Think of this as not exactly the thing that's going to make you sound amazing, not the thing that is going to make you loud, more so just garnish plating. You have your ingredients, you put them together, and now we're just taking that great dish and making it even better. Guys, this is the system. If you follow this, you're gonna finish a lot of music. I can absolutely guarantee you. This is the exact system that I used to finish 53 songs in the last year. So just copy it. I wish I had had this 4, 5, 6 years ago when I was just starting this stuff. If you want my help one-on-one, check out the link in the bio. I do help people with this for a living. I have for the last 2 years. I've worked with almost 100 clients, and I would potentially love to work with you too if we determine it makes sense. But I'll be talking to you soon. Hope this was helpful, and like always, blessings.